Howdy, Brother Damon Chief Jones. Let's talk about First Amendment audits and police accountability. A great deal of First Amendment audits directly or indirectly have a ginormous amount of police accountability. Basically, First Amendment audits are to see what the enforcement arm of the government will do to shut you down or to violate your rights. So First Amendment audits and police accountability really go hand in hand. Okay? Now, that's not all. That is the supermajority, in my opinion. Now, you're going to deal with clerks of court. You're going to deal with administrative agencies, whether it's the janitor, the man that takes care of the yards and the curtilage to the property, mowing, edging, trimming, the secretaries, staff members at government agencies, whether it's the police department, the water department, utility department, or a state prison, jail, or say places like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, wherever it is. They've got security and or peace officers and or law enforcement officers. And remember, a peace officer is one that is listed in your state republic's constitution. So we'll just say Nebraska. Just use a state to come up with. In your state constitution, it tells who your peace officers are. It may list constables if you have them there, or if you did have them before, in case they've been repealed. Sheriffs, city marshals. It will say in the state constitution who the people, not the government, the people that helped set up the Constitution, the supreme law of the land, who you agreed would be the peace officers. And they would have the authority you gave them. Now, all the other police agencies or legislative acts or a legislative statute agencies. So they're statute officers. Okay? So a statute officer enforces statutes. Okay? Versus state law, real law, constitutional law. Okay? So anyway, you are testing the enforcement arm, because if a janitor, if the cleanup man, if a secretary, if a staff member, a governor's aide, the mayor's assistant, council member, anybody in the city, county, state, or federal government that gets pissed off at you, I went dark again. There shall be light, said the Lord, and here I am again. Okay, so basically, those people, they can't run you off. Why? They lack any authority, believed or real. Second, they don't have no gun to come out and threaten to shoot you or to harm you. They don't have tasers. They don't have collapsible batons or PR-24 or stun guns or other apparatus handcuffs. They have no way to restrain you or to take you. And they can't even pretend to have lawful authority to do it. Okay? So they do their quick, hello, I'm scared, send the police, somebody's looking at me. Oh my God, somebody's got a camera out here. Oh my God, they got a camera. They're filming me and I didn't give them permission. Well, hell, they don't have to have permission. Anything they can see with their two eyes, physically, They can have on a camera, click, 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 take pictures or videos. I'm videoing. Okay, they can do that. They don't have to ask permission. Okay, that's testing the First Amendment, the free speech, free press, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's a test of the system. So you little people can't run out and tell me or anybody else, you've got to go away. Well, actually, I guess you could say it, but it doesn't mean anything. Even when the police come, it doesn't mean anything. And day by day, year by year, especially over about the last 10 years, since there's been over-the-top video evidence of police doing wrong, they've got attorneys for the city, the county, or the state, or federal government that said, actually, they're right. And actually, you were trained wrong in the police academy. But they don't actually say that to them. They just say, we're going to create a new policy that says so-and-so. So everything's policy, policy, policy. Policy means the way we do things around here. Doesn't mean it's right, or it's wrong, or it's fair, or it's lawful. It's just some kind of legal policy under some statute or some code that ain't law. So that's how you come up. That's why people call police policy enforcers. They're enforcing policy. They're enforcing the way we do things around here. We're enforcing some man or woman sit up there and wrote on a piece of paper, typed on a computer at our police department or our sheriff's office or our marshal's office. We're going to do the following things. We come up with it and we decided it's the best thing we want to do. Not that it's legal or right, just that we're going to do it. So we're not law enforcement, we're policy enforcers, masquerading as peace officers. So we're a fiction fantasy, and we're enforcing policy on real living men and women. So I believe in and I support First Amendment audits. I've done it a few times and helped. But I'm just not in the best position right now to go do that. I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes that y'all don't know about. But I am helping a lot of First Amendment auditors. I can't say who, because some people's attitude in the First Amendment audit community is horrendously negative because the police have basically screwed them so bad that because I'm a retired chief of police, they automatically have a negative reaction to me, not realizing that ain't the way I started out. I started out in a different time in 1978, and police were really, really different back then. Okay, and it wasn't until the 90s that they started getting this militaristic kind of dictator thing going on with Bill Clinton. You know, he wanted a police state, and he helped to perpetuate that. So thanks to Bill Clinton, you got a lot of crap going on in the streets that you wouldn't normally have. So with him in office for 8 years, it perpetuated a lot of sexual immorality in our land, and got it into where girls, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, was saying, well, oral sex really isn't sex because the president said it wasn't. And you had little children performing sex and stuff and saying it's okay, the president did it. See, the president, whoever he is, his morals, ethics, and values affect the people. He's supposed to be the moral, ethical leader of the nation, the spiritual, everything. Okay? It's not wrote on a piece of paper necessarily like that, but that's the reality. And especially young people that's impressionable. But police accountability, oh, I'm all into that. You have no idea how many cities, county, state, or federal government phone calls I make to people that I know. And sometimes people I don't know. And I tell them I've watched this video. I forward it to the chief or the constable or the sheriff. And I do a peace officers, a chief retired peace officer's lawful impression and lawful opinion on what I've seen. And I get calls back saying, I'm going to talk to Officer so-and-so or Detective Sergeant so-and-so or whatever it is. Don't matter whether it's in Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Florida, California, Texas. sometimes I get these wise guys that says, well, I'm going to back up my officer and think he's right. And I said, well, I'm telling you, you're headed for a lawsuit and you're going to lose. And you're going to be in that chain of vicarious liability. So I do a lot of things behind the scenes y'all don't know about. But, you know, I've got phone bills, I got traveling expenses, I got envelopes and mails and other things I do. So I've already spent several $100s out of my own pocket doing various things. Okay? And I'm going to keep doing it. But the more y'all help me, the better I can do. And if y'all send your donations to me at Daymond, D-A-Y-M-O-N-D 4040 at yahoo.com, Daymond 4040 at yahoo.com, then I can do a lot more of them and I'll start putting them on video. Okay? Thank you. God bless you and have a great day.